Alright. Got the car all uncovered and squirted some bed liner in the floor pan, which I'm not super happy with. Focus. Don't know what to do with that. Don't look real good. I'm going to get some in a can that I can brush on. I've got all my stuff out here that I've got to decide what I'm going to use and what I ain't. Gauges and what have yous. And the black stuff here turned out pretty good. Rear end housing looks good. And all the black stuff over there, I'm sorting through my pile of brake lines. Or I was sorting through and trying to decide what I was going to use and what I ain't, and the conclusion I've come to is I can't use none of it because it's all corroded and shitty, which I should have expected to have her sitting for 20 years. I think the master cylinders and the pedals are going to be alright though. That stuff's all shiny, looks pretty nice. Got, so I'm going to have to make, but I got out the ones that fit on this car pretty good, the ones I could have reused if they weren't corroded, so I've got templates to make these 4 lines, which is helpful. It's not as good as just being able to use them over, but it's better than nothing. So, anyway, that's where I'm at now. I think I have to come up with some brake line, and it's about time to get the metal bought for the interior and the body. So, getting close. Looks good. Okay, I got brake line and flaring tools and what have you. I'm going to end up using a combination of SAE double flare and AN single flare with a backup nut, you know, just because that's what the fittings I got. I bought me some nickel copper brake line because this was within about 5% of the price of the shitty Teflon coated steel line from the parts store. So it's got me a couple of coils of this. That'd be plenty to do what I got to do here. Got my tube nuts. I got master cylinders put in. I took these apart to replace these boots, were dry rotted because this shit's all, 20 something years old, but the studs all came out, so I gotta wait for the Loctite on this to dry before I can tighten the nuts up. But this is all, the pedals are in the car permanent like. I got a diaper on this thing so it doesn't piss brake fluid all over my floorboard and peel up that shitty bed liner that's already on there. But other than that, I got the move the forklift out of the way, and I got my layout tables in here for making bodies. And seeing my big table of parts here has not gotten any more organized, but I got the big motor down off the mezzanine and took valve covers off, make sure it wasn't all rusted inside, and it is not. So we're good to go with it, which makes me very happy because I have neither the time nor the money to build a new engine or even really take this one apart. So that was very good. I am going to put new valve springs on this because it's been sitting in the same spot without being rolled over for 23 years. So I'm not going to try that. I got brand new springs there already on the shelf ready to go. So probably have to build a spring compressor. I don't even think I'm not going to take the heads off or anything. I'm just going to pull valve covers and, shoot the compressed air into the outfit, put this piston up to the top dead center and shoot the piston or shoot the chamber full of air and, do the lever spring compressor and just change them one at a time like that. It'll take a little while, but I actually think in the name of having it something to, so it don't flip over, I'm just going to do it when it's in the car because I think that'll be the easiest thing. It'll give me plenty of leverage. I think the valve covers are like right in here, so there's plenty of room to work on it in there. We'll see. It's not that big a deal to take the motor in and out of the chassis without, undoing all the plumbing and everything. So if I set it in there, and then I'll see if I got enough clearance to do the springs, and if I don't, I'll pull it back out. But I think I will. Anyway, probably do start bending up brake lines tomorrow. By all rights, I ought to be able to get the brake lines bent and flared tomorrow because there's not that many of them. But we just have to see how it goes. I thought I would get more done today than I did, but it took longer to get that engine off the mezzanine than I thought it would. It was somewhat buried. Poor little old Harbor Freight wheeled cart is doing some yeoman's work there. It's about to give up the ghost, I think. And I got me, went and got me aluminum for the body. Got yellow for the body, red for the interior. So that's going to look real nice. And the forklift here out the way for the time being. And that'll about do it. Making progress. All right. Got I'm into the flaring and what have you. Getting the brake lines built. Got the fronts done all the way over, right front, across the cross member. A couple of clecos holding that in place. Left front T, and I got the main line running up the inside of that tube there, up to the master cylinder there, and the center one there, and then this one closest to us is the clutch, and that's bent out and goes over. There you can see the blue tape there at the end. That's going to have to be cut off and flared when I get the firewall built, so it ends up in the right place for the bulkhead fitting. But it's bent and ready to be done when I get the firewall put in. So, but I'm done in for the night. I think I'm going to do the rear run tomorrow. Looks pretty good though. This nickel copper brake line is really easy to deal with. Flares like a champion. It's easy to bend. It doesn't kink, which is nice because you can bend it by hand real easy. But I got various and sundry benders too that I use occasionally. Big piece of steel to bend around, etc. Looks real good though, making good progress. All right, making good progress now. We got all the brake lines done. There's the front, goes up that bar to the master cylinders. Got that one run around over to here, T, then up and over and down and over to that one over there for the right rear. This one up here comes up and on to the left rear. Got my battery cables dug out, and miraculously, they're long enough to use on this car without any modifications. Even though the battery moved considerably, it just worked out, which was unbelievable but awesome. And then got the fuel cell cage put back in, bolts cut off, everything's Loctited. It's in there for the last time, hopefully. I'm about ready to start putting suspension back on it. Got a bunch of bolts to cut off yet for the center section of the quick change over there, but they ain't here yet. Stuff from McMaster Car should be here this afternoon sometime, but I ain't seen him yet. Anyway, looks real good, making progress.